Welcome to Switch It Up. I'm your boy Todd.
I'm Sheila.
And this is Sheila.
Yeah.
And we are doing some RV life today because we kind of got thrown into a little pinch where we decided to rearrange the schedule and do a treasure hunt, which you'll see in another video soon.
So with all of that, we have a really long drive day today. We're about almost 400 miles, which is not typical for us.
No.
So we just thought we would bring you along on what a long day on the road looks like.
For us.
Yeah.
It's different for everyone, but you might glean some tips and tricks out of this little video. So we're going to roll the intro. We're going to finish picking things up and putting things away. Sheila's got a bunch of stuff to do inside. I got to do some stuff outside, and then we'll hit the road. Sound fair? So you'll have the GoPro, and we'll just talk about some items as I drive and you drive, and then we're going to be boondocking. So it's always an interesting adventure.
If we can fit in the parking lot.
See, I knew you didn't tell me these things. First, we got to get out of this parking lot. All right, with that, roll the intro. We're going to jump into this RV living experience.
And I got to say goodbye to beautiful Moab.
Moab is very pretty.
I love it.
Wait until you see this upcoming video because it's going to be fun. You're going to want to follow along, but I'm exhausted from it. All right, roll the intro. We're talking to her.
We?
A man and a woman left their home to switch things up and go on the road. They didn't know where they would go, but it's gotta be better than staying home. They switched it up. They switched it up.
All right, so today is a really long travel day for us. Typically do not go this far. I think it's like 380 miles. So we have a pretty extensive travel day planned, and we are boondocking at where we're going. Well, we technically don't have a place to stay tonight. We're looking for a free parking spot. And a lot of times where we go for that is like a casino parking lot. We just like that better than a Walmart parking lot because we can, especially on boondocking days, we can just get out and get something to eat real quick and then just kind of get back in, especially when you've been traveling all day. It's nice just to have a place where you can eat and get back on the road in the morning. We're making our way across the state of Utah today, which is super sad because I love this state and we could stay here a lot longer. There's a lot to see and do. Some of the things that I definitely make sure before we do a long travel day is I make sure that I've done all the laundry. Todd's out filling the tanks, the freshwater tank now. I want to make sure the laundry's done. I want to make sure the dishes are done. I've cleaned out the fridge, any of those sorts of things. I'm not sure how many days we're going to be boondocking. Could be 2, could be 4. Depends kind of on where we're at. So just kind of make sure that everything is cleaned out and ready to go. Also, wanted to show you kind of something that I just absolutely love. It's going to be gross, but just hang with me for a second, because especially if you are somebody that's doing sourdough, or like, it just protects your rig. And I just want to show you, this is kind of gross, but they're just these little strainers, like little mesh strainers that go over your sink strainer. I just use one a week typically, especially because with sourdough, you really don't want any of that down in your drain. That's just going to really clog. It just gets hard, and I try to get as much of it out as possible. But let me show you. They're pretty cute. They're just a little, literally, it's just this. And so I just use one of these a week pretty much, so that all my sourdough feeds and all of that, any food particles, they just don't make it down into our pipes. It's just not something that you want. So got them on Amazon like everything else, right? All right, let's finish up packing up the kitchen and we'll get on the road. think I'm pretty close. Packed the cooler. And another tip, sorry, another thing is I make myself a travel day bag. That's gonna have things like, to me, I take my laptop in case something comes up that I need to pull over the side of the road, I need to handle something or send a file to somebody or check on some things. And then I always wanna have, you know, that's where we have our snacks and just travel day things that we might need. Advil. It's just easier to just make yourself a bag. Put everything that you need in it for the day that you might need, and then just carry it out to the car with you. Makes it a lot simpler. Since it's a longer travel day, I have a cooler. I usually don't have the cooler unless I've made lunch or something like that. And I know somebody's thinking, where do you travel with your sourdough starter so that it, I mean, if that thing spills, it makes a huge mess. It is a huge mess. I just simply put mine, I've got a little, it's got a little basket, and I travel with things in the microwave. So worst case scenario then is if it tips over, it's contained inside and on that microwave, but I've never had it tip over because I put it in that basket with the towels around it. And yes, that is an herb garden that I'm starting. Right now I've got basil and dill, waiting for parsley and rosemary. That rides in the sink, so I'm gonna move that to the sink now. Dishwasher just simply locks for a travel day. Gotta wait to hear it. Conveniently, I have a plug-in at the end of the counter on the sink island anyway, so that I can still keep my herb garden plugged in on travel day. People that travel have projects, Todd, like herb gardens, you know, maybe people not that camp, but people that are traveling.
Or sourdough.
Yes, I already showed them where I put the sourdough.
I bet you did.
I did. Because you don't want to, you know, not have your sourdough with you.
All right, I am all set up. I had put 80% water in, so we should be good on water, and everything else is put away. What are we doing now? Oh, coffee. That won't stay on the counter? Have you tried to let it sit on the counter?
I don't want to take the chance. So, have you seen some of these roads out here? They just
They are not good.
It's the whoop whoops that get us. That's the official word.
Is that what it is?
Whoop whoops.
The whoop whoops?
Yeah. So everything I just... Hey, you know what I need you to do? I'm just telling them all the final things before you go for boondocking. Water, check, trash. Today we're taking a cooler with us though because it is a long drive day.
So you're
Longer
saying
than normal.
most of the men take out the trash as well at home?
Oh no.
No, most men don't.
I don't know. I don't know what most men do. I just know what I have you do.
Oh gosh.
Are you forgetting something that I need you to do? I'll need you to be the muscle. Don't forget that part. You're my muscle.
You're waiting for me to do that so you can put the thing in?
Yep.
Slide in.
Something that's definitely different than in our Momentum, our refrigerator that we had in our Momentum had a lock for the fridge doors. You know, just a choop, lock that. So what's different is we have a different residential fridge. We have 4 doors on it. So these little things right here, these work really well to lock things like the doors and drawers down. They just slide in here like this. And then you just lock that down, and it just keeps our drawers from falling open or coming open on travel day. You gonna make it?
Today is Sheila's vlog day.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's just called B footage that you always ask me to get. Whether you do anything with it, I have no idea.
Oh yeah, it's travel day. Sheila's pulling the slides in. So Sheila's like, we're boondocking for 2 days, and one of the places might be a casino depending if we can fit. So I'm pulling the front camera off with 3 cameras. There's one in the front, one above each door, and then we have 2 supplementary cameras. So when we boondock in questionable areas that we're not sure of, we are able to have eyes outside. And this has served us a couple times. So I'm going to charge this one on drive day today. We'll come back to this to explain to you how we get it all to run, but Sheila's pulling all the slides in. I'm gonna go plug this in. Sorry, I'm in your shot. In your shot. Gotta do a little chargy charge.
What are you charging now?
The camera. It's drive day, so it'll be good for it to charge. So when we get to where we're going tonight, we can have it up and have eyes. It's good to have eyes and when you're boondocking.
Especially in parking lots.
Ugh. As we start to get air in the truck, I will generally turn on all my little gizmos and gadgets. If you wonder how we get a lot of the footage when we're driving, we don't want to cause any problems, and so we end up the Garmin GPS, which you can get on Techno RV as well. This one is the diesel. I'm not sure if they have the diesel on there. This has got a webcam in that. We have a webcam that we love from Garmin in the Bronco, so that records as well. And then I'll use a GoPro on me, so everything's hands-free. And then I turn on all the cameras. Okay, Garmin, Ely, Nevada, directions. I generally will ask Garmin for my general directions, and then I'll verify it with the Hammer app, which is a app for truckers, to make sure. I'll turn on all my gizmos and gadgets from tire pressures to everything. Sheila will get everything ready for outside, and like Sheila said, we are boondocking somewhere she has planned. She looks like she's about ready. The tricky part is construction worker. I've got to navigate around all of this. He's already unhooked his truck. All right, on the road. This is a tough one. Goodbye, Village Camp, Moab. Great RV park if you haven't been here. Made it out. Sometimes the traffic in Moab is not the whippiest, so it takes a lot of patience for sure. Looks like 5 hours and 40 minutes, which after probably an hour to an hour and a half of different stops, we'll be to our destination around 5 o'clock tonight, I guess. We go back an hour in time.
Touring basement couches and living room floors. On to the next town, to the next show. Cause I went and caught a dream and I can't let go. Been trying to break into some boys club. They got cigars in that dry rub. I'd love to
stopping to get fuel. Todd needs, I do not need fuel right now, but we are rolling into, there's a Love's. I pulled open the Open Roads app just to make sure, see what was the next spot that was, that we can use our EFS card for. I remember when we first started, Todd was so nervous to use that EFS card. Like, he was like, I'm gonna pull into the trucker lane, and you know, just all the things that came along with that. He was really nervous about. I'm like, we have this card, we need to try it over here. It's just easier to get in and out. Now that we have this truck, obviously we need to use the truck lane. But even when we had our Ram and the Grand Design Momentum, it's just easier to pull in there, and then we have it linked with our credit card, or with our, sorry, not our credit card, we have it linked with our bank account, and we're saving money on diesel each time we fill up, which is just huge. But I just still chuckle when I think about when we first started this. Oh dear. Can see that bridge has been beaten up a little bit. And yes, it says 14 foot, and yes, we can fit under it. But if you go plowing through that really fast, like the truck, the trailer will just bounce on rough roads, and then you hit the top of the bridge or the bottom of the bridge anyway. Todd is gonna go get fuel, and bonus for him is he loves RVs, and there's an RVs in here, so that's going to be, we're gonna grab some lunch too.
I have to fill up this side first, because when we designed the truck, we did not think through some of the design aspects regarding the hole, so I needed the hole a little bit bigger. So we have to fill up this side first, and then I run over to the other side and fill up the other side. But I'm going to tell you, when we got Open Roads, the card for filling up, it changed everything. It takes, as an RVer, when we had the Ram 3500, it was good to come through to have the extra space. And then we just pulled forward. And the truckers were always pretty good, because they knew that we would fill up with 50 gallons and be gone. So they would line up behind me first, because they know that the big trucks take 200 to 225 gallons. They just want to get in and out as fast as possible. But as long as you understand, like, the little rhythm with the truck drivers and the commercial component, it's great. So I can't say enough good things about owning Open Roads. I really can't. Setting it all up and getting it going, and then we've used it now for 4 years. So if we could give you a tip and to use the card, open an account.
I was telling him how you used to be so nervous about doing this.
I was nervous.
You gotten used to it now?
Yeah, I don't think I'd want it any other way. Hey, how are you?
You love RVs, and so
I do love RVs.
not all gas stations have RVs, so you might as well take advantage of it while you can.
We met some great people that stopped us at the fuel pump, so enjoyed talking to them about their RV.
Oh yeah, they have a show hauler.
I know, and we love show hauler.
We don't usually stop for lunch often.
No, but today we already knew it was going to be a long day.
So might as well fuel up. All right.
Favorite food that you eat while you're driving on drive days? because we're gonna get snacks. Because I gotta get snacks too.
We typically pack all of our own things, but because we've been on this treasure hunt, I haven't made it to the grocery store.
I know. Sweet tarts, mementos.
Well, that's weird.
I know.
That was an interesting kind of.
What? These are all great travel foods.
Those are some interesting ones.
Did you ever do these? Did you ever put together cars? Did you ever do? You didn't do that. That's man. I haven't done a model car in forever. Guy had shelves of model cars. Okay, snacks.
Snacks.
Check.
Give them back to me.
Goodbye. Snacks.
Rod, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Okay, walk around's done. I'm getting situated, and I'll head around in a second.
Okay, I'll catch up to you.
It's weird because when you're in like these places like Moab, or I would say not Moab, but places like Utah, Western Utah, like when you think it's no big deal, like you're not going to run across any kind of problems, then out of nowhere, there's a crazy bridge. It's happened to us in Texas, around Alpine. It's happened to us in multiple places. So it's rough, to say the least. It says 14. Just don't. There's so many hit marks. So many hit marks. It's ridiculous. Like, you would think it wouldn't be so bad, but it is. All right, off and running. You know, the more you travel, the more you see things, you're like, this is absolutely beautiful. We're heading on, I think it's the loneliest highway in America, 50. We're heading there. It goes across the United States. We're going to go on the one section, but man, it's just these little things. You got, it's just pretty. Driving. You're smoking bad. You're smoking real bad.
You're curious about what our community looks like, check out an event sometime. We have everything from crew campouts to huddles and rallies. We will do a hangout every once in a while. It's just about being together. And I know that sounds odd because now I'm not being together with Todd in the rig, but it allows me the time to plan those things and to think through those things and to work on the road. It's just part of working on the road. But we're thankful that you're part of the journey. Look at the United States is ginormous and it's beautiful.
Yep. 35 mile an hour. On my uphills at 35 mile an hour, I like to turn on the flashers and eat a snack. I think the lowest I've ever gotten was in Great Bend National Park right outside there. There was a hill going up. I think I went down to like 27 miles an hour. Oh, there was a place in West Virginia that was like that too. But you got to remember, we're 72,000 pounds total weight. Go slow. Name of the game. Eat snacks. Now, when you're coming down, let's all pay attention, because you can only, a wise person said, you can go up slow multiple times, but you can only go down once fast. And I've listened to that many times, because there's been times going down where you're like, oh boy, you want to maintain all control. So going down is slow, sometimes just the same. All right, top of the hill, summit, 5,970 feet. That was a baby hill.
Turn back there one other. Hold on, I'm driving around the block.
Turn here. That's one way.
Well, you're gonna turn down. You can turn.
I can't hold. I got traffic.
Okay, well then just know where the GPS is.
This is 6th Street. I can turn
We're
it.
gonna be okay.
All right, I'm
No,
going to
just
turn
go
here.
one. Turn left and then turn left again.
Okay.
Question will be is which way you want to be facing to get out of here. I don't know if you want to go on the other side of that cougar down there.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think you could make this turn. So you're going to have to jump the curb.
I'm not worried about the curb so much as I am our pipes.
Okay, I will keep my eyeballs on them. And I don't know if you want to go just next to that cougar.
No, I'm going to go on the behind it.
Okay, well there is parking space.
There for looks like another business. That's why I was looking at that. You see what I'm saying?
business? Yeah, what business is it?
I don't know. Let me look.
I figured I can go next to this guy if I back up.
Let me see what this business is. Because we might be able to park here. It looks like maybe.
And just like that, we're in this little downtown area. I don't remember what the name of this town. Ely. We're in Ely. And I didn't think we'd be able to. She drove downtown and she goes, it's at a casino parking lot. It's like, casino parking lot? And then boom, out of nowhere, it's a casino parking lot. I guess she found this on Camp Pendium. When we boondock like this in parking lots, I put out cameras and I made sure that the other camera was charged. So I'll put it back out and I'll show you how we do that to wrap up our day in a little bit. Sheila's putting everything out. Everything survive. Uh-oh. What are you looking at now? Sheila's looking for us for some food. Alright, I'm gonna set up. I was saying earlier is in an area like this, we have cameras because once we go, we call it night mode. We all do it. We all pull the shades and you can't see anything at night. And we've had a couple instances where we were like, what is going on? And I'm a little paranoid. Hence, me coming up with this plan. I've had the same setup even in the beginning when we traveled with the Grand Design Momentum. We just place a camera over every door. There's a camera actually in the front. If you get a Garmin camera, you can have it do mode, so it's usually on the front recording. And then over here, there's never really anything on this side because there's no entrances, right? But I do put a camera up underneath. I gotta go get it. It goes right there on that mount. So it shoots towards the front. Okay. And then on this side, I have two different types of cameras. This is an indoor camera. It's called a Wise. It's got a magnet on the bottom. In this instant works great. Then we use Ozam, I think is what it is. That's what we're using. Battery powered. We place one above this door. And then one above this door here. We'll have one on the back. So I use those cameras primarily, but so what I normally do is I'll use one of these like under a slide or something and point towards the door. And then I'll use one to shoot down the other side. Why? Well, if you're laying in bed and it's 2 a.m., you want to see what's going on, you open the app and it's all in live stream. Whereas above the doors, you can't see unless somebody comes straight to a door area. So long story short, it's just it works out better. And you have more vision when you shoot down the sides of the RV. So now I can see anything that's happening. We've had our cones stolen at a couple spots. We've had camped in a parking lot that was Cabela's, and at about 10:30 one of those car clubs showed up with about 100 people doing donuts, and we were literally, they parked all around us and they were right outside the door. And then finally the police showed up after about 45 minutes. But I'm gonna tell you, I wasn't like scared, but you did feel like a little helpless not seeing everything that's going on around the rig. And I like that peace of mind. Call me silly. So how do you run all these? It comes down to internet. I can show you a couple different things. Number one, when we first started, there was no Starlink. So we used a company, and now that company is owned by Techno RV, and it was internet on the go. Now Techno RV, the owner of that internet now is the owner of Techno RV, and he brought that over. And I can show you, it works off 2 SIM cards and goes back and forth. So Starlink is great, but you don't always want to go out and set it up, right? Because now you're just having it set on the ground. So we have both systems because you can turn one off for a month if you're going to use the other one. And we just feel like it's a better thing. But there's something special getting ready to happen in the technology space. And I don't know if he's going to allow me to tell you this or not yet, but I'll at least share with what's coming and then show you how we have our setup using the new routers. Find anything to eat yet?
Well, something fun just across the street is they have sandwiches, and it's like an old soda fountain.
Oh.
It's a drugstore pharmacy. Looks like it's kind of like Stuck in Time.
Okay, I like Stuck in Time.
Yeah, so that was sandwich, or there's some food right next door as well.
All right, let me finish with these guys.
Okay.
So this is behind the curtains. So yes, there's our Starlink system that works really well. And then I have a router that's up there in the top, but they came out with a new router and he shipped it to me. Now, why is this important? So one, if you're gonna be traveling down the road, you wanna have internet, right? So this router, which I'm going to shade out, it's a PepWave router. You have all your antennas that you can plug in. You have 2 cards, and so it can switch back and forth. So I'm super excited because it's going to be much faster. And why is it important is because even though we have Starlink, when it rains, and stuff, it doesn't work real well because it gets clouded over and stuff. Nobody really talks about the ins and outs too much of Starlink. It works really good for what we're doing. If you're going out and you're getting ready to start down the road, or if you're going most time or 3 months, internet is key. This is a great setup, and you can go 2 cards. What's the secret? They haven't launched it yet. But what they're gonna do is, remember eSIMs? Have you seen those? They're doing them now on cruises where you get phones and it has an eSIM instead of getting a card. That's coming to these things. eSIMs is coming. I don't think it's out yet. I know he told me that soon. So pretty soon we won't even need these. They can just log in and we can use eSIMs and you can just switch back and forth. So it's another benefit to this. So I need to trade out the routers because this one's going to be faster. That's pretty much it. And that's how we kind of run everything. Everything in the RV is on the internet, isn't it, dear? Sheila has...
The whole world seems to run on the internet.
Yes, if you're going down the road, everything runs on the internet.
But everything from the fridge to the microwave, the stove, the TVs, the washer,
the TVs.
dryer.
So in most people's worlds, your TV is going to run off the internet because you're going to want to watch whatever shows you're going to want to watch versus Netflix and all that stuff. And if you're getting an RV that has smart TVs, it's important to have internet. Number 2, you want to be able to turn it on and off when you get a chance and you're not traveling all the time, so you have that opportunity. Number 3, solar. So you can check all of your batteries and everything, but you've got to have solar. If you're sitting at home, you have to be able to do that. And you got to have internet. So it just comes down to all the things.
Well, and I can monitor all the appliances, even my herb garden, because we have internet and there's an app for that.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know your herb garden had an internet interface.
Until they make one for sourdough starter.
Oh gosh. But yeah, everything runs on the internet. Most of the time, we just had an email this week. Somebody was like, hey, what was the internet you were using before? And stuff. So since they went over to Techno RV, it's a good place to search. And then on top of that, at Techno, we also have it for the water. We have our water system there. It's a good reference point. Amazon's great, but it's also good to have some sort of a company that understands the RV life space. Not that I'm trying to make this some sort of promo, but I'm just telling you where and how we do things. Anything else from this little travel day extravaganza? We're going to go grab something to eat and call it good.
Gonna see if we can find something to eat because
it was a long day.
Another day tomorrow. It's a stamp location. I didn't know you could get stamps on the loneliest road.
Of course.
I don't collect stamps, though.
You should.
Nevada Club. Hotel Nevada. Johnson must have stayed here.
No way. You think so?
There's Wayne Newton on the ground there. Wayne Newton. There's a whole slew of them.
That's hilarious.
Well, they have a Denny's in here.
Is this where you eat breakfast?
I guess.
The Roy Rogers exhibit. Everyone remember Roy Rogers? I mean, look at these lunch boxes. That's awesome. Good old Trigger. Oh yes, I know who Trigger is. Sheila, quick question.
Yes, babe.
What is the name of Roy Rogers' horse? Do you know Roy Rogers?
I feel like this is a trick question.
Do you know Roy Rogers?
Roy Rogers, was that Tonto?
No. Tonto? Tonto and Roy Rogers do not go together.
Okay, who does Tonto go with?
The Lone Ranger. Silly. You don't know the horse's name?
I don't even know Roy Rogers.
Oh, so sad. It's Trigger.
Trigger. I guess I should have known that.
Oh, it's hard. There's a lot of history here.
Must have been the thing.
Look at that. Hometown.
Must have been the thing
Ore
like the
train.
train crane came through and then they stopped off here for...
The ore. Time to go relax.
It was the day of like the worst meals as far as health-wise.
Hey, sometimes RV travel days don't come with great nutrition.
Yeah, we'll do better tomorrow.
There's always tomorrow.
Always tomorrow.
That being said, if you enjoyed this little video, let us know of just our RV life stuff. If you would like to see kind of like how our RV was built, or if you'd like to see us doing RV life going up and over the pass with our big rig when the snow started to fly and we weren't sure what was going to happen, a little drama there, you can click this video. And if you click on your little, if you hit up arrow on your remote control, it'll go straight to that. Okay, with all that being said, Sheila, we're gonna go lay down.
Are we?
Yeah.
So early.
I know, I need a nap already. Probably bedtime. We'll catch you in the next video.